Hey everyone, welcome to the next devlog for Gedonia 2, in which I will showcase current state of the game and will do a couple of test fights, showcasing some melee and archery combat. As you can see, we have a new placeholder model for the main character. The actual models are still being developed and won't be ready for some time, so I will showcase the game with this guy. Let's check out first build. I went with 4 strength, 2 agility, 1 charisma. We will use two-handed axe for this guy and show off some powerful endgame abilities. Powerful Strike has a couple of different modes. We will use a simple Powerful Strike for this one. For a rend passive we will get Hemorrhage mode, which is quicker and goes better with this aggressive playstyle. We will get charge in the dash mode, which will allow us to run quicker for a short time and break the distance between enemies. Now, the Rage ability will allow us to use powerful endgame abilities called Wave of Power and Annihilation. It can be passive or active. In our case, we will pick activatable Berserk mode. And while the Berserk is active, it will allow us to use very powerful Wave of Power ability and an Annihilation Strike. So let's see how this build performs. Here is the test pack of goblins, which we will demolish today. For our next build, we went with 3 strength, 3 agility, 1 intellect, 1 charisma. We will use a spear and get a little bit of help from poisons. We will switch Powerful Strike to a series of quick combo attacks. The rend will be switched to a corruption mode, which will apply an effect that increases poison damage on target. We will use passive rage mode, and charge will be in pierce mode, which will allow us to quickly move through groups of enemies and deal good damage with spear. Let's see how it all works. Now let's check out a couple of shield abilities and see how it works with sword and shield character. Now let's dive into archery a little. We've got a couple of archer abilities that are similar to the first game for the most part and quite self-explanatory. The main thing I wanted to talk about is arrow crafting, which is a part of archery skill tree now. The main goal for this is not to limit archers with needing to constantly craft arrows, but instead to provide options for different playstyles. The crafting uses special resource, which replenishes by itself over time, and you don't need to run to the crafting station or gather anything. You can just instantly craft any arrow you need on the go. The resource replenishes every 5 minutes or so, and leveling up your archery skill will increase amount of resources you get. There will be more than a dozen of different arrows in the game in the future. Trap arrows, poisonous arrows, elemental arrows, etc. There is an element of strategy and preparation with this system, because different arrows require different amount of resources. So you can either craft 100 of simple arrows, or invest into a dozen of powerful arrows and use it with better results. Also, arrows now are activatable, and using them will quickly switch over current usable arrow. Let's see how it works. So this is where we are now in development. Of course, a lot of the numbers aren't balanced yet, and there is still a lot of work regarding tightness of controls and stuff. I just wanted to show you a few different ways I take character development in the sequel. There are, of course, hybrid builds with other skill trees, but we will talk about that in the future. I wanted to wish you all a happy new year and stay tuned for more news and updates. Goodbye.